What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of The Angry Birds Movie 2. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel and press that like button and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. So, how is this sequel compared to its predecessor? Can bigger and better be one way to describe The Angry Birds Movie 2? Nah, I don't think so. But I'm comfortable enough to say that this second installment is funnier, because I don't remember catching myself laughing my ass off while watching the first movie. But this one, The Angry Birds Movie 2, got jokes. And they're funny. But overall, I'd say that this movie is a mixed bag, and I'll explain that further in a bit, so stick around. Directed by Thurop Van Orman, following the events from the first film, now those happy, angry, flightless birds adore and admire and praise Red as their hero. Red has become a celebrity. They make merchandises with his images on them. The green piggies keep scheming against the bird island, and Red, Chuck, and Bomb keep retaliating, so it's become a bit of a routine. And anytime Red saves the day, the island grows to love him more. But a new threat emerges in the form of another island, an ice island, ruled by a mean purple eagle named Zeta, who wants to destroy both the piggies and the birds' islands. This situation forces Red, Chuck, and Bomb to form an unlikely truce and an alliance with the piggies in order to save their homes. I cannot emphasize this enough. This movie is incredibly funny. Even if you find every other aspect about it to be dull or tedious, The Angry Birds Movie 2 has an effective sense of humor. And much of that, I think, is because the comedy is very Looney Tunes-esque. For example, there's a sequence where Leonard Piggy and Red are arguing about who between them is the real hero. And during that time, they try to take this literally big sign that says, "The Hero." And at one point, Leonard is pinned down, but he keeps eating the popcorn that got spilled all over the floor. I don't know why, but I could not stop cracking up. That's the kind of comedy that you usually find in the Looney Tunes land with Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Daffy Duck, and Roadrunner. So credit to the filmmakers for not thinking too hard about whether or not this joke or that joke could work, and instead, just going for the most ridiculous, unexpected lines possible. I've mentioned to you this many times before, that the usual formula in any sequel is either to bring in an estranged family member or to add in a potential love interest. Well, Red, in The Angry Birds Movie 2, has a bit of a crush on Chuck's sister, the super smart bird Silver, voiced by Rachel Bloom. But of course, both of them are too proud to admit that they have feelings for each other, so it's like junior high all over again with those two. So you have that to expect about this film. I do enjoy the new unifying villain though, Zeta, perfectly voiced by Leslie Jones. You see, Zeta is motivated by bitterness over past betrayal. The title of this franchise is Angry Birds, and nobody is better than Leslie at making angry sound hilarious. And now on to the not so great things about The Angry Birds Movie 2. I still don't understand why the hatchlings need to have their own separate story within the bigger story. To me, it just comes across as the film not being confident enough, so it feels like it needs to include another plot to keep the audience awake. Perhaps that is the possible reason. But be that as it may, as adorable as those hatchlings are, they are a distraction. And every time the film switches on to them, I'm like, ugh, can we please go back to the story at hand? This whole going back and forth thing is getting on my last nerve. The other thing also is, there are some additional new characters, which is something to be expected in any sequel. Like in this case, Leonard's assistant Courtney, and the tech pig Gary, and some other new characters as well. But after each of them serves their purpose, they seem to do nothing more than just to add to Red's entourage so that it would look bigger this time around. So these new characters do contribute a few, but then immediately after that, they just become part of the numbers. With the exception of Rachel Bloom's character, of course. Well, my thing is that if you want to have somebody come into the fold, well then have him or her be a significant supporting role, rather than just be characters that simply exist. And I'm not too crazy about the ending either, but I should have known better because the word frenemies, that's right, frenemies, is bigly plastered all over the film's posters. So if that doesn't give you a hint as to how the movie would end, then you might be more clueless than you think. Look, I get it. It's a kids movie. It's based on a mobile game. So the idea of everybody holding hands together, singing Kumbaya, does give out a better moral lesson for the young ones watching the film, but it is certainly less entertaining and less amusing than the idea of having an eternal mortal nemesis. So again, overall, the Angry Birds Movie 2 is a mixed bag, but I would still recommend it to families everywhere, especially to those who just want to have a good time laughing out loud.